Starting? Hello?
Yes, we're started. We're on. Now you're frozen.
Hello?
Yeah, you seem to be frozen at this point. Your picture, anyhow. But we were recording.
No, I see him fine, so I think it's on your end, David.
Okay, maybe.
Okay, good. Okay, we're starting. Good. Okay, let's pick up from the beginning of this go through and see how much we can do tonight. Mitzvah Lamed Zayin, Ish et Tzivonu, and that we pointed out, Tzivonu here is a Shurano, so the mitzvah is a din. Lodun bedin ashor. And shor it's very clear in the Ram that he quotes both psukim. One yis'ale v'chiyigach shor v'chiyigoiv shor ish es shor re'eu. So there's the first parasha is a parasha in the Negichas Adam, and the second parasha is a parasha of Negichas Shor b'Shor. And the mitzvah includes both. Va his boye diktuk din zeh b'shisha pokim rishoyim shel bekam. So the kitzah is the main thrust of the sixth pokim of Bekama is the mitzvah of Shor, which includes both of these two cases. Okay. So the mitzvah is to act according to the din. There's no kiyum in this mitzvah, and that's the minchas you quote all the time. There's no kiyum. And the mitzvahs which are din. And this mitzvah is clearly a din. Okay. And now, the Rambam here says, and this we pointed out last week, but we'll just go over it again just to have a context, that the mitzvah here includes two parashas. The parasha of Shor and Nisko, Ki yigach Shor es ish, o es isho, umeis, v'meis, sochli sokol ashor, v'lo yochel es b'sorot, v'gam, v'bal ashor no. V'im Shor nagachu, mitmol shel shom, v'hu bebolo, v'lo yishmenu, v'hemis. So then there's the gambol of Yumos and Koshi Yushabolo. So the difference between Shor Tam and Shor Muad as far as Koifer. Okay. But not as far as Shkil Sashor and Lo Yochel es B'sor. Now, in Bain, that's in Koifer Yushalov, Nosim Pi Yanavshoy, Kolash Yushalov, or Bain Yigoch, or Bas Yigoch, and then there's Shloshim Shel Eved. V'im Eved Yigach Ashor O Omo Kesem Shloshim Shkolim Yitain Laduinov V'Ashor Yisokim. So it means even not only Koifer but Shloshim Shel Eved, the Shloshim Shel Eved, Kofer is all included under the mitzvah. Then there's another parasha, which is the parasha of Tam Muad of Mazik Moment. Ki yigov Shor ish Shor re'eu v'meis moches Shor achai v'chotz es kasboy v'gam es hameis yechatzun. Ol noida ki Shor nagochu mitmol shel shoyim v'lo yishmenu bolov shal mishalim Shor tarashor, then it's nezik sholim v'hameis yelu. So again, this mitzvah includes the tashlumei behema mazekes and the dinei shor hamemis. And that we asked last week. And since the dinim are different and the separate parshas, why should it be one mitzvah? Because that l'chera is the yesod that the Ram says in the mitzvahs Eichin. He has 4 mitzvahs. Let's see Kuf Yud Zayin for a second. Mitzvah say Kuf Yud Zayin. He says towards the V'al Yachshiv Odom Ki Abo Sugi Ha'erchin Halolu Yesh Benim Shituf Amachayiv Shimnu Mitzvah Achas. Maybe we should count them as one mitzvah. Elahein Arba Mitzvahs. L'kol Achas Mehen Din Shena B'Acheres. They have different dinim. Avo Kolom Shem Erech Al Shterch Shitav Hashem. It happens to be called Eichin, but it's just the way it's called. Ve'in Limnois Sugia Eichin Kula Mitzvah Achas. You shouldn't make them all one mitzvah. Kmo She'ein Kol Sugia Korbonis Nimnin Mitzvah Achas. V'zeh Bo K'shis B'ineh. The same way Korbonis, you don't say one mitzvah to Makav Korbonis. But there are 4 types of pork, but there are different types of korbanos, called sugia korbanos. Similarly, the different sugia mazikim, the similar different sugia elchen are different mitzvahs. So you could have imagined. So the question is, why aren't the different types of shor mazik? One is shor mazik and shor memis, be different mitzvahs. So there is a possibility to say that wherever the mazik is the same, even though it has different dinim in different places, that will be enough to call the one mitzvah. And in both cases over here, it's behema derech negicha. It's the same mazik with different dinim. That's still one mitzvah. It's very arbitrary, but that's what you have to say. And we pointed out last week that Sadi Goin says that it's separate mitzvahs of Sadi Goin in his Sefer HaMitzvos, which is recently published. Perek Yud Zayin, page 147. V'im hoisa tchilas negicha, harishiim horag, ba'alechayim, niknas ba'ala b'machzas hashav. Ke'omer v'chrigo of shor ish, ashor re'eu, v'im horag odom, ashor nerag, u'ba'al importa. Ke'omer v'chrigach shor es ish. And if you look through there, you'll see that he's really counting it as 2 mitzvahs with the cheshbon in the parak. The Rambam in HaKotze doesn't quote both parshas. He says Lodun Lodun b'nizkei ashor, b'nizkei behema, shenema ki yigov shor ish ashor re'eu. I'm not sure what a diuk that is. What did it say? There's a stira. I'm not sure that's clear at all. I would assume that the Rambam in the Minyan HaKotze is Makatze. He doesn't mention all the psukim that are involved. Now, let's get to something. Now, what I want to do is focus on this and how do we classify this skila. Dahainu, there's a that we'll see. In other words, there is a mitzvah Mrs. Bezdin or skila, and they hear the skilas ashor. And the question, where does it come? And how do you categorize it? So the Ramban, if you recall, in Zasogas, the Shurish Yudal, says that the mitzvah of Misas Bezdin is learned from the pasuk Ube'alta hara mikirbecha. And this mitzvah of Be'alta hara mikirbecha is all of the Daled Misas Bezdin subsumed under this mitzvah. And not only that, the Ramban says that it includes the skila shah nisko. And the Ramban says, some foolish Gemara. The Gemara Chulin Kuflam Testament Aleph. It learns skila shah mikirbecha. Since the Atamo Kibecha is this mitzvah, and that the Ramban's proving the same. But on the side of the Ramban is that the Mitzvah Ashor is also part of this mitzvah. However, according to the Rambam, there are four Mitzvahs Bezdin, and the four Mitzvahs Bezdin are all separate mitzvahs. There's the mitzvah Niskolin, mitzvah HaNisrofin, mitzvah HaNechnokim. Okay. So, where's Shoah Nisko? The Rambam, when he talks about the mitzvah Niskolin, was talking about people in mitzvah Reish Chavtes, that Shivora Liskol or Ivrim al Ksas HaMitzvos, V'om Yis'ale Uskaltem Oisam Ba'avon V'mesu. So then, if that's the case, one should assume that the Skilas Hashor is part of this mitzvah, the same way that the Kofel is part of this mitzvah, and the Shloshim Shel Eved, and I would assume that it means that the skila is also part of this mitzvah. Because it's part of the Pasha. Riga Shor, Es Ish or Shor, O Es Umeis, Sokol Yisokol Ashor. Now, here, L'chov, this is Gavai Spire, Diktike, Din Zeh, and the Diktuk is interesting, the word Fika, which is discussed by Arichus in Shurish Shvi, but here we're not talking about different ways of doing the mitzvah, because he's talking at the end and just giving you a list of where the din is found. So L'chov means the dinim. There's nothing special over here. Now, I'd like to add something, which I think is an interesting observation. I think I might have mentioned it last week, but I think it's a very interesting thing. What we're basically saying over here is that this Shirana includes everything that all the dinim that are mentioned in this parasha. which includes shloshim shaleved, kofer, chatzi nezek shol behema mazik, skilus hashor. However, there's a lav in the Torah of lo yochles b'soroi, and that the Rambam counts separately in minyan hamitzvos, a separate lav in minyan hamitzvos. Lo yisaseh kuf peches, lo yochles b'soroi. Because in general, as we pointed out, the Rambam is the lo yisaseh and the Aseh acholok betzim yisei dinoi, and that l'cheira is the whole shishi. So the idea of shurana in din makes sense only in context of mitzvah. It's din in which you should do, but lavim are things you should not do, and they are counted separately. So it's amazing. Disparate dinim in the parsha of Shor, all one mitzvah, but there happens to be one lav tells you what you shouldn't do, and that's a separate mitzvah. You don't include a lav under the general category of shana. The lav is not a din, the lav is an isa. A din is a medina Torah, it's a chiddush that the Torah means you should act according to the din. So all the dinim are one mitzvah the same way. Aforis in the dome of the Av and Aforis in the dome of the Baal, all one mitzvah. The different dinim here, all the different types of dinim that come from mazik odom, tarmeimis odom, and shor mazik behema, it's all one umbrella of the shana, but the last counted separately. Similarly, to mention, you find Yefas Toya that the lav lo yisasame bo, it's in Mechira, and all the dinim of Yefas Toya are absurd the umbrella of the din of Yefas Toya, but the lavim are counted separately. Similarly, also in Sefer of the lav of Leisimulah or the various lavim in the parsha, but all the dinim are under the general mitzvah called din haseita. Okay. Now, so that is the shrana of Shor, and it's a Shor nach Shor noch. Okay, next mitzvah, Reish Lamed Ches, HaMitzvah Hashmona Ushloishim Mosayim. He shetzivonu, here again, tzivonu is al tashriya, tashrano, in the Arabic. So it means that it's a din. Lodun bedin habo. Vu amro yis'ale v'chiyiftach ish bo v'goyme. So, since it's a din, again, as the Minchasino said, there's no kiyum in the tashlum or anything, all the dinim that was said in Bo. Here also at the end, ukpa hispoyer diktuk. And this again is also fikeh. that even though you could have made a case that there are two types of bar, there's a kriyas habar and psichas habar, it's very, I'm not sure that's what the Ram's trying to allude to at the end of the, that's going on in the third paragraph and the fifth paragraph above a comma. But, if that's what you want, you can have it. It is true that we possibly have a kiva, that there are two types of bo. There's bo b'shtarabim. That's created by kriyum psicha v'riftach ish bo, and then there's bo b'shusay. The more of a kama kufnab dafnunam and aleph, and it was a bala bo yishalem. Like Rabbi Akiva, there are two types of bo the Torah, but and the Rambam this game moment. Very good base, aloha base, but I'm not sure that's what the Rambam's referring to. Okay, next. Here, the Rambam now mentions Ganav in Tes. HaMitzvah Atesha Ushloshim Osayim. He Atera Shoreinu B'din HaGanav. Sheniknois Oisai. Well, that's Niknois. That's in Ibn Tibin, in Kapach Nigba Mimeno. He Hater Sharenu. Well, the important thing over here, it's interesting. It's the first time that I recall that Ibn Tibin, instead of translating Shrano, Sivonu, he is Serenu. He had Bedin Hagan. So someone, not familiar with the Arabic or anything, says, oh, and the other one says Sivonu, he says Serenu, and starts saying Ishtikul Terah. But it's all the same Arabic word of Shran. He Atera Shehorenu Bedin Agoinev Shenikna Soisoi or Shenikma Mimenu Tashlume Kefo. So you notice, and then we'll see about this, that it's not talking, there's no kiyum over here, first of all, and that it's what it means is Bezdin is mechayiv. Okay, I don't know if it talks about the person paying, but the question we should do, sheniknois or nigbe mimenu tashlume kefo or tashlume abo v'chamisha. Kefo, dal v'hei, o nagehu in bova machteres. It's amazing. It's all one mitzvah. It's what we do to the Ganav. we either mechayev him tashlumi kefil, tashlumi arbor b'chamisha, or we kill him if he's bo b'machteret. So nimkreu. Then in certain cases, if he doesn't have money to pay back for the geneva, we sell him in fa'avdus. V'nichlal kol mishpatei aganav k'mo she'isboya b'kosov. V'isboya diktuk din zeh kuloi b'perek shvi hashvi mi mikamo in perek meruba u'shmini Sanhedrin. Ubishlishi mi mitzia, so perek mitzia. Miot miksuva kedushin u'shvuos. Okay, say that. Now let's try to understand this slowly. So it's an amazing thing. It's a din, and it's kailul kama pashas. The pasha. You see that the Ram actually says, "B'chal u'b'chlal kol mishpatei aganav k'mo she'isboya b'kosov." So it means anyone, and one of the mishpatei is for machteres that is killed. Another mishpat is that if he if he's going to pay, he's nimkar, and then tashlumi dal v'hei. This also really includes now let's start slowly. The tashlumi kefil really includes two pashas in the Torah. This tashlumi kefil of going to be a daim, im himotze timotze v'yoda geneva mishor atzeh at chamor atzeh chaim shnayim yishalim. That's Shmos Chav Beis Pasuk Gimel. And then this Toin Tain is Ganav. I'll call Devar Pesha. I'll show Al Chamor, I'll Seh, I'll Salmo. I'll call Aveda Sheyoima Ki Huzeh Arokim Yovo Dvar Shneim Asher Yashina Elokim Yishalim Shnayim L'Reyu. So that is Toin Tain is Ganav Yishalim Shnayim L'Reyu. And that's in Chav Beis Pasuk Ches. So it means they're two separate dinim of kefil, and they're both included. There's going to be a daim, and Toin Tain is ganav. Interesting is the Rambam leaves out Keren. He took tashlumi kefil, tashlumi arbor v'chamisha. What about Keren? In the mitzvahs, so where is it included? So there's an option that tashlume Keren is included the Heshav as a Gzela. Because in Mitzvah Aseh Kuf Tzadi Dalid, we said Veheshiv includes not only the Hashavas HaBe'en, but even the Domin. Shenitztavinu lohoshiv es exeiso kayemes kufsari dalet v'tesis choimesh olitin domeho in kvan ishtanasa. So that's hashlomas adomim. Now, one should ask, back to the question, Mechatese, why do you say that Gzela, the Pasha Gzela, Veshem Gzela, should include Geneva, Gzela and Geneva separate Lavin, Mechatese, that's say, okay. Just want to point something out, just, to point out that it's not completely crazy to say it. I'm not saying this is the only option, but it says in the Torah, in Vayikra Hey, Pasuk Chav Gimel, Ki Yecheto, V'Yoshem V'Eish B'Zgazel Asher Gozal, O Es Ha'Oishek Asher Osha, O Es Ha'Bikot, Ito, O Es Ha'Aveda Asher Motza. So L'Cheira, V'Heishiv goes on all of them. So it's clear all types of chayv. So if it's clear all types of chayv, so l'chayra, it should be clear the chayv of to pay back the gneva. And if you want, you could say maybe this explains the Gemara Chulin on Kuf Mem Aleph or Mem Aleph. There's the possibility, that option, that Geneva is allowed to Aseh. So if Geneva is allowed to Aseh, where's the Aseh? So maybe it's the Heshiv is a Gzela. However, that's one option. There's another way of doing it. And you could say that since it says Tashlumi Kefel, you can't imagine Kefel without Keren. So in Tashlumi Kefel, what's going on here? The Misa, then you say that Achzoras HaKeren, you see, there's a difference. What is Achzoras HaKeren? There's a kiyum in it, or it's just a din? See, if you say that it's Bechlal Veheshiv, the Ram in Veheshiv says it's an Amar. It means it's a normal mitzvah, regular mitzvah. It means the kiyum. However, if you say it's Bechlal, the din Aganev, there's no kiyum. It's a din. So you understand why, if you call it a lava nita laseh, the way you'd want to go is to say it's b'chal v'heshiv. If you say it's a lava nita tashlumin and not a lava nita laseh, so you say, why not? Because it's a lava nita laseh. Because the answer is, by Gzela, there's a lava kim will a kim, it's a kim. In Geneva, it's only a din. So there's no lava nita laseh. It's only lava nita tashlumin. You would assume in Mishnah Torah that the Achzoras HaKeren is only a din. and it's b'chal the mitzvah of din haganav. The Rambam in Hilchos Geneva, Perek Gimel Alocha Yud Aleph, din haganav l'shalem hakeren v'hakev. So very mufurish. That's what it is. So you have two and that would explain the Gemara in Chulin. The Ram never says that there's in Geneva, there's a lot of say always talk to a lot of betshlumin. So you can say, no, the Ram's not working with the Gemara in Chulin, and it's only a din, and there's no kiyum, and that's it. And it's b'chal the mitzvah of din haganav. I'm not sure, but this is not really for us. It's just some mokim. If you cherish your dalit, the Ram says each type of oynish separate mitzvah. So the Abba Mizbezna is separate mitzvah. Malchus is a separate mitzvah. And Ram talks about Kefir. So the question is, what do you have over here? Is there, how does this square with what's going on over there? There, let me just show you. Here it is. Yeah. Let's start over here. Umehen shetzivonu yis'ale es olehen b'mamoinoi bilvad. That the oynish is not begufay like Mrs. Bezin and Malchus, but it's mammon. Kol shekova begazlin tesefes chomesh uveganev tashlume kefo mashigona. I'm not sure how that, I guess, all. So it comes out here that all the knas, you see, if you talk about suge oynish and you have dal kefil and dal hey, I can understand maybe it's one, okay, but when you talk about baba machteres of misa or nimkreu began be eved, it becomes very confusing how this squares with cherish your dollar. I'm not sure if now is the time to talk about it. It's probably more in cherish your dollar. Now, the pasuk of Daled V'Hei see, we've said Kefo, there's two parshas. There's a parsha of Tointain, it's Ganav, and there's a parsha of going to be a dime. In Daled V'Hei, it goes like this. In Shmois Chof Aleph, Lamed Zayin. Ki yignoiv ish, sho oiseh, utvochroi oi mocholoi, Hamisha boko yishalem tachas hashor, v'yarbo'o soin tachas aseh. That's the Shmos Chafal Lamed Zayin. Okay. So now let's get back. We pointed out that the Rambam, even though the Gemara in one point in Chulin says the Geneva is a lavendit Aseh, the Rambam Mishnah Torah is machalik between Geneva and Gzela. In Gzela, he writes that it's lavendit Aseh. In Geneva, he writes Gzela is a lavendit Aseh in Perik Aleph of Gzela Aloch Aleph, and Geneva is a lavendit Tashlumin in Perik Aleph of Geneva Aloch Aleph. So the question is, let's go back to why it's so. So maybe, is it a lavendit Aseh? It's not. Really, the two options we had before might explain it. And that's what we want to look into now. Because if it's under the Heshiv, you can imagine lavendit Aseh. If it's only under the Din Aganev, so then it's not a lavendit Aseh. It's only day is a bit question of Kimu. So this issue about lavendit Aseh by Geneva and Rambam is kvadosh boy gdolei ador, gdolei rachlinim, who in terms of the Rambam and how he was more in Chul and Kuf Chaflam, Kuf Mem Aleph and Aleph, the Shagis Sazit in Siman Pei Aleph, the Yonik Yontif in Siman Kuf Yud Ches, in the Hagor, the Maskul Lechera, the Eben Ozel, in Uchus Gzela Perik Aleph Oloch Aleph, the Achiezer in Chelik Aleph Siman Chaf Aleph. So this all Kadosh Bei Rabbim. But Lechera Rambam, if he says the Keren is B'chal Dina Geneva, so there's no mokum for lavendit Aseh. If you take out the Keren from Geneva, like he does, not like he said in Mishnah Torah, then you can imagine, that it's a lavendit Aseh also. And this is the point again, that the mitzvah of Hashovas Gezela is an amar. It's a mitzvah regila. The Ram uses the word amar in mitzvah say, kupsali dalet. And there's a kiyum in Hashovas Gezela. And l'chera, the yisoid of the two of Malchus in lavendit Aseh is the kiyum Aseh, which part is the chiyum Malchus, kimu v'lo kimot. And maybe that's a raya that the Ram knew that Veheshiv is a mitzvah gila. There's more cause of lavendit Aseh. Hashovas Geneva, it might be a din. There's no kiyum. And as he says in this din, he calls it a shrana. and the mitzvah called din ganav. And over here, the mitzvahs, it seemed to be like that. And again, in Perigim Lochi Aleph of Vilchus Geneva is mefurish that the Hashavas Akeren is b'chlal the din ganav, and that l'cheira is then there's no it's only allowed in Tashlum. The Rambam himself of Mishnah Torah is beautiful. To see if it's a shrine, it's no allowed to Aseh. And therefore, the love of B'gnev is allowed in Tashlum and Shalom Yisrael. There's no kiyum. Next. This is really simple. But the next thing is really like amazing. The Rambam now adds a layer again. We mentioned it before. Let's go back to it. The Rambam mentioned a new layer in this mitzvah. It's not only, what the Rambam does is all the parashas in the Torah that talk about what has to be done with the Ganav is all one mitzvah. And it's all one din. Oh, now Gehu im bo b'machteres. And that is the Parsha of Shema Chof Beis Pasuk Aleph. Im b'machteres yimotze aganav v'huka v'meis ein lo yidom. You'll notice that it says in bo b'machteres yimotze aganav v'huka v'meis ein lo yidom. It doesn't say you should kill him. The pashtus is that it's just a heta. Okay. And it's not even clear. I don't want to go further, but I just say something, we'll explore it, maybe. Maybe not now, but it should be. It basically says it's not even clear there's a heta. We happen to paskin there's a heta, but you look at the pasuk. It says im machteres imotze aganu v'huka v'meis ein lo yidom. Hey, you're allowed. It just looks at the implications that if one happens and he happens to die, then there's no chiyuv misa. But it could be because of gav ktila and there's no heta, it's just no chiyuv, and maybe shvichas domim. But that we don't pass him like that. In the pasuk itself, we don't know anything. But you understand yourself that the parsha of Baba Machteres is not a parsha of Tashlumin ever, but it's Medina Geneva that you can kill the Ganav in order to protect yourself from Geneva. Rambam in Mishnah Torah brings the din of Baba Machteres in Hilchos Geneva, and not in Hilchos Ritzech Shmiras HaNefesh. In other words, not together in Perek Aleph is the dinim of Roidev. So it means Baba Machteres is from the dinim of how you protect yourself from Geneva. It's not part of Roidev. And l'cheira, this is all for part of the din agoinev. It's a din, and it's a din of agoinev. What you do to him, what you can do to him. You machayim keren, you machayim kefer, tal of the hay. You go out to kill him in order to protect yourself from Genevis, but machteres. Then, let me show you something. The Rambam has, and it's very important, in Kapach, after Onim Kurenu, Kloro Shaldovo, Kol Oinchi Aganuv, Mo Shebeo Akos. Kol Oinchi Aganuv is the word Ktsatz, Huf Tzadi Aleph Sal Sofit in the Arabic, and it means it's an oinish. So it means that this is an oinish. It means that the harigas Boba Machteres is an oinish. It's an oinish for the Geneva. So that's what the Avi Ezri says at the end of Hilchos Geneva, that according to the Rambam, you kill a Baba Machteres as an oinish on Geneva. He doesn't quote the Arabic over here. He just says, as the Rambam quotes it in Hilchos Geneva. And he's not killed as a loid because of his loidev. Ella because of the dinim of the parsha of Geneva. And this is not like Rashi, that the hariga of Bob Machteres is for dini loidev. Rashi Sanhedrin, Ayin Beis, Omer Aleph, Divrei Maskal Chizkiah, Divrei Maskal Chazoka, Ein or the Mamid, Atzma Moines. Rashi says, Sheroye She'echod Noitloi B'Sheise. That someone's taking his money, sits back and says nothing. Hilkoch Yodei Hagav Azeh Shebal Habayis Imen Al Moines Latziloi. Umeima Oma Haganav I Azilma Lagabe Koi Biape Pai. If I go there and he sees me, he's going to stand up for his property. Vikoi Kitilale, and if he stands up, I'm going to kill him. V'yoma l'chot teira ein l'chot loidomim u'malamdecho me'acha. shehu bo laholcho hashkim atologo bo laholcho hashkim laholgo. So it's like it's a din like a and foolish emissaries in the Gemara Brachos that Baba Machteres is a loidif, because the Gemara says explicitly that you say Baba Machteres Abola Hogcho Hashkim Ba'olgot, and it's talking about loidif. The Gemara Brachos not Chesed Aleph, which is Omar Hai Loidifu, Vatera Omar in Bola Hogcho Hashkim Ba'olgot. So the Aviezer suggests, and you have to evaluate it, that this is the oynish, that you look at the Bob Machteres as a loidef. Okay. That is what he suggests. And the question is how you learn the Gemara in Sanhedrin and Ayin Beis and Beis, and the Rambam might learn it different than Rashi. The Gemara goes like this: Torah Abonim Domim Loi Bein B'chol Bein B'Shabbos Bein B'chol Shabbos Bishlu Me'ein Lo Dom Bein B'chol Bein B'Shabbos Itzrich Sarta Chamina Mida Dahave Arugi Bezdin the B'Shabbos Loi Katlinon Komash Malon the Katlin. So Rashi says Komash Malon the Katlinon Mishum Pikuach Nefesh Deheich. Then the Brisa is coming to be Matir Meleches Havora B'Shabbos Mishum Pikuach Nefesh. Bein B'chol, Bein B'Shabbos. But according to the Rambam, he would say there's an Isha to give Einshim on Shabbos. That's the Rambam in the Loisa Seh, in the Rambam in Minyan HaKotze, Loisa Seh, Shin Chof Beis, Shelo Lanish B'Shabbos, Shenema, Lois Va'ish B'chol Mosh V'Seichem. And then the Chiddush is that the Isha is only Einshim Bezdin, but the Einish above Machteres, you can give on Shabbos. So it's maybe a whole different shot in the Gemara. B'mitzvah Hashem, maybe Hashem will finish us up next week.